Hello. Shabbat Shalom. It's a bit surreal to be here giving this devar today. As you just heard, I am a lifelong member of Kol Shalom. The friendships and connections my family and I have made here have given me so much, including my job. So thank you, Amanda, for my fellow Purim Spieler and Jakeda's executive director for suggesting I apply. So my job at the Jewish Coalition Against Domestic Abuse has also led me here to speaking on Purple Shabbat. Now, I'll admit that one of the first things that excited me about the job was the prospect of working for the organization that puts up the signs in the bathroom stalls of every Jewish-related building in the DMV. The second thing that excited me about the job was the fact that one of my coworkers loves toys, is very loud when he drinks water in the middle of a meeting, and he gets dejected when you don't share his lunch with your lunch with him. He is a dog. His name is Tahoe. He is the resident therapy dog at Jakeda, and he is everyone's favorite employee. And thank goodness we have creatures like him to make us smile, because the world is crazy these days. I'm grateful to be able to help in my way. For those who don't know, Jakeda is a Jewish nonprofit serving the entire DMV, working to help survivors of and educate the community about intimate partner violence, or IPV, something more commonly known as domestic violence. Our clinical team works with survivors to provide stabilization sessions, safety planning, group therapy, or individual long-term therapy to support our clients to be empowered and live safely. We have a victim advocacy team that works with clients to help meet their basic needs. We know it's hard for survivors to do the work of healing if their basic needs are not met. I work in the education and outreach department at Jakeda, where we focus on providing IPV and TDV, or teen dating violence, prevention skills by teaching teens and adults about healthy relationships. We want to engage communities in discussing these topics in a safe, supportive way to hopefully prevent future generations from experiencing intimate partner violence. Our education programs also include lessons on supporting survivors and recognizing the signs of abusive and unhealthy relationships. For teens, we go into Hebrew schools and summer camps and day schools, and we help middle and high schoolers navigate friendships and relationships with confidence and care. One of the things we tell teens is to talk to a trusted adult in their life when they're worried about a relationship that they or a friend are in. But what is a trusted adult? Well, there are a lot of different kinds. Many of them aren't fully equipped or confident when it comes to talking about these issues with teens. Luckily, we run a program called Becoming a Trusted Adult for teachers, counselors, coaches, anyone else who works with teens, giving them the tools and guidance they need to help teens navigate all kinds of relationships. We run a special version of this workshop for parents of teenagers. Our last main education thing we do is the Clergy Ambassador Program, which I'll come back to a little later. Unlike the clinical and advocacy side of Jakeda, where providers work one-on-one and in small groups with survivors, on the education prevention side, it's sometimes hard to see the impact of what we're doing. When you're in a room of 40 kids who are all 13 years old, and it's 8 p.m., and it's a Tuesday night, and you are trying to encourage them to talk to their peers about healthy relationships, let's just say it's often an uphill battle. However, when we get kids who come up to thank us, or who tell us they had a lot more fun at our program than they were expecting, which means that they were paying attention, I try to remember that we're getting through to some of them. And hopefully, they all take something away that settles in their brain, and a few years from now might cause them to make a different choice in a relationship, or see the red flags before it is too late, or allow them to help a friend through a tough situation. That's why we do this work, to attempt to prevent intimate partner violence and teen dating violence before it happens. So besides getting our name out there, why do we do Purple Shabbat? Intimate partner violence is a really tough thing to talk about. And we know for a fact that when hard topics are talked about from the Bima, people who are experiencing it are much more likely to come forward and talk about it and feel like they have a safe space to do so. Specifically, women are 5 times more likely to come forward and seek support if IPV is something that is talked about and destigmatized. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of physical intimate partner violence in their lifetimes. It is commonly believed that intimate partner violence is not a problem in the Jewish community. However, those numbers I just said are across religions and cross-denominational, meaning the Jewish community is no different than the general population. This is even hard for me to believe after working at Takeda for 6 months. So much so that I texted my boss last night just to make sure I had that right. In our Clergy Ambassador program, we bring together Jewish clergy members from across the DMV, including a variety of denominations and organizations, to learn from and support each other in dealing with IPV in their respective congregations and communities. Our own Rabbi Werbin was part of the second ambassador's cohort. The most common question we get asked at Takeda is, if my friend or family member is in an unhealthy or abusive relationship, what do I do? Here are a few tips to guide you as you support them. First, ensure that they always have agency over their own choices. Survivors often have very little control in their own life, and you telling them what to do is no help. Instead, you can validate their feelings, be there for them during hard times, offer emotional support, and ask them if they want other resources, like talking to someone at Takeda. Second, be careful not to judge them, or ask them why they haven't already done something, or tell them to just deal with it. It's sometimes harder for survivors to see the warning signs of an abusive relationship, or to even see the behaviors as abusive while they're still stuck in the relationship. So confronting them and accusing them of inaction could just make them shut down or get defensive. Instead, express concern about unhealthy behaviors you observe, and let them know that you are a safe place to go to for support. We have some flyers out front with the do's and don'ts when it comes to helping a loved one that are yours to take home. Our phone number and support email are also available not only to those experiencing intimate partner violence, but loved ones seeking advice. I want to close by talking about some action items you can take to help support Takeda and the work we do in the community. We have a few tabling materials, like I just mentioned, out front that you can grab. We also have ones to learn more about Takeda, about intimate partner violence, and about how to have healthy relationships. Like all nonprofits, we are always grateful for financial donations. And this month, we would love to welcome you to our 25th anniversary celebration, held on October 21st at Or Kodesh Congregation. We also have an outreach program called Friends of Takeda, or FOJ. This is a community engagement initiative to uplift the voices of survivors and field professionals. When you become a friend of Takeda, you gain access to our FOJ speaking series, featuring survivors or field professionals telling their stories. You can also bring in our education team for a program. In addition to teens, we've also done programs for sisterhoods and men's clubs, and custom programs for service providers like therapists. We have to talk about these issues if we ever want to resolve them, especially the hard things in life. Thank you for giving me and Takeda some time on the Bima to nurture the conversation. Shabbat Shalom.